Hi, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, you have my June unboxings. Hey, and just popping in real quick just to say that this video, the June unboxings, not coming out until August, extremely delayed. Part of that was because I think Fairyloot was really delayed and I didn't get that right away. Part of that was because I went on vacation, and the rest of that had to do with scheduling. So these boxes are from June, posting the video in August, just popping in to say, yes, I know it's delayed. This box is my coffee and book club. So since the last unboxing, I have drunk both of the previous bags, and it was pretty good coffee. I'm an avid coffee connoisseur, but as far as describing what the coffee tastes like, I don't know, it tastes like coffee to me and I like it. As far as the books, I have not read any of the books, any of the 4 books that I have gotten. I will say none of them have really piqued my interest a lot, and I need to decide soon whether or not this is going to be one that I continue. So sometime in the future, July or August, I'm going to try to read at least 2 or 3 of the books, because I'll have 6 by that point, and see if this subscription is going to work for me, or if I need to see maybe switch genres or something like that. So, and that's all before unboxing this one. So let's take a look at what's in this box. So again, we have the weird lollipop. I have not eaten any of these, and I won't eat this one. We have a new coffee roaster this time. We have Knoxville Coffee Company. So my coffee and book club must be out of Tennessee, because the other one was from Tennessee. This one already smells amazing. This is Knox Heritage Series. Here Comes the Sun. I like that. It is well balanced, light-bodied, and luminously accented with notes of jasmine and citrus. So I'm excited about that. I have to get that ground. And this month the books come wrapped, and these are both smaller, significantly smaller than the other ones. Oh! I say all that, and I'm actually super excited about the books that I got. Book, at least. Oh, yes! Okay. So, I say all that about these books not piquing my interest, and then they give me Over the Woodward Wall. This is a pen name of Shauna Maguire, and this is, this pen name comes out of her Middle Game book, and this is a novella mentioned in there. So this will be my way to sample Shauna Maguire's writing, because I haven't read her Wayward Children series or anything like that, and I love that it's a novella. Okay. Nice matte cover. Nice. And I will say, all the previous 4 have been male authors, but both of these are female. So I like that. So I was super excited when I opened this. Okay, Coffee and Book Club, you must have somehow heard the things I was sending off into the universe about potentially unsubscribing, and you knock it out of the park with a great smelling coffee and 2 amazing books. And I have never read anything by Karen Lord before. So this is Unraveling by Karen Lord. I'm going to look to see what it's about. Okay, interesting. I know that Karen Lord does not do traditional, straightforward fiction. Part of me thought that she does science fiction, but she might also do magical realism, because this is like, the main character has just helped put a serial killer behind bars, but then something happens and she plunges into this world that's this maze that she has to escape from, and has all sorts of interesting characters in there. Wow. Okay. I'm really intrigued by this. I've wanted to read a Shauna Maguire book, in this case, Deborah Baker. Like, I'm super excited about both of these. So who knows? Coffee and Book Club, you might have just given yourself another chance. So the next unboxing we have is owlcrate. They're starting to come in a fairly predictable order. So I know that they, in this box, have another one of their classics. The first owlcrate box that I got had an exclusive version of Frankenstein, which I don't think I owned, but we'll see on these classics, because I do, as you've seen in other videos, prefer the standardization of all of my classics editions, and I have the Barnes & Noble ones both in paperback and in hardback. So we'll see what this classic is. The theme is romance and rivalry, but I'm gonna put the spoiler card down. Okay, I see some sort of fabric item, but there's another thing on top. Okay, the stars that incline us, they do not bind us. Oh, okay. We've got a comb. Can't say that I use a lot of combs. Maybe that'll come in handy. I do have a lot of hair to brush. I have no idea what fandom that could possibly be. Okay, now I'm gonna get the fabric item. Oh, it's a tote bag. Okay, cool. Oh, no, I'm not keeping this. I like the idea of tote bags, but no Crescent City, thank you. I mean, like what you like. She's really popular, but I'm not going to use this tote bag. But see, the thing is, I really like the tote bag itself. It's really nice, and I like the color and the size of it. Oh, and it does have where it can flatten out on the bottom, which is nice. Not all tote bags do. I just wish it weren't Crescent City. That's disappointing. Okay. I'll go ahead and do the literary luggage pin next. Yay, it actually came in the box this time. Although their customer service is really good. And they got me the pin last time. Alright. So this one is... Alright, so this one is inspired by Serpent and Dove, which I'm not mad about. So in previous vlogs, you'll see that I read the Serpent and Dove trilogy from beginning to end because of the Goodreads Choice Awards. The third one was on that list, and I mean, Serpent and Dove was fine. I thought there was some intriguing stuff there. I actually enjoyed Blood and Honey. I enjoyed it more than other people did. But then in the last one, Gods and Monsters, they threw in, I hate the amnesia trope where you have this character building and relationship building, and then whoops, I've forgotten all of this, and I'm going to be the awful guy that I was at the beginning, among other things. It wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't terrible. So I do like it because this is so it's French inspired fantasy, which you don't see a lot of. And I forget her name, but she loves pastries at this pastry shop. So I think that's pretty cool. And you wouldn't necessarily know that it's Serpent and Dove from that. So I do like that. All right, so now we have the classic. Okay, so it is one that I have. I don't know if I'll keep 2 copies. I will say that Frankenstein edition was not floppy and I didn't like it, but this one is floppy. It is Pride and Prejudice. I really like Pride and Prejudice. I do have a bound edition from Barnes & Noble, and I had another edition of Pride and Prejudice that I gave away when I got the bound edition of all of Jane Austen's novels, but I like this one. I like this one, so I may end up keeping it. We'll see how many of these owlcrate boxes that I end up getting, but I do like it, and I like that it's floppy. Oh, it opens up very well. Okay, so I do like that. Okay, so we've got a banner of sorts. I might just take this thing out. A good book was its own brand of magic. Stories made everything possible. I do like that because I love books. I love stories, always have. I don't know the fandom that inspires it, but I do like it. Oh, so we've got a magnet. The bright star holds even as the darkness rises. Again, I don't know the fandom. It's probably, I'm guessing, a lot of fantasy romance, and as I've said before, I'm not a big romance reader, and that includes fantasy. So now we come to the book, which it's wedged in there really tight, but I will open that up in a moment. So the next theme, I'll go ahead and get that out of the way, is courtly intrigue. I will say overall this is one of the weakest boxes for me, but I should have guessed that just from the fact that I'm not a romance reader, and it was romance and rivalry, so of course big YA trope is gonna be enemies to lovers. So I mean, that's so big in fantasy romance. I hate you, I love you. Okay, ooh, so this looks like it is Latin inspired. It is Together We Burn. So I've got the copy right here, but it's the same cover here. Isabel Ibanez, Medieval Spain. Okay, so that's the author note. Here is the book. Nothing special on the pages, but let's see what we have inside. I do like that. Okay. Okay. We catch on fire under a million stars. Fan on the back. And then we have exclusive art. It looks like there's dragons involved. That would make sense based on the end pages. I should have figured that out. Okay, I'm gonna read the synopsis. An ancient city plagued by dragons. There we go. Dragons are involved. 18-year-old Zarella Zilbadat is a talented flamenco dancer, cool, and daughter of the most famous dragonator in Hispalia. Instead of matadors, you have dragon fighters? Okay, I'm liking this. People come for miles to see him fight in the arena, which will one day be hers, but disaster strikes during one celebratory show, and in the carnage, Zarella's life changes in an instant. A flamenco dancer who must become a dragon hunter to save her family's legacy. Her family legacy. And of course, there's a love interest. She lives in North Carolina. Well, that's cool. Let's see if this is signed. Yes, it is signed. So, okay. This is probably not one that I would have picked up on my own, but I am really intrigued by it. It's just, so I love Spanish culture, and I had a chance back in 2019 when I did this, what I called my grand European adventure, and I went to a whole bunch of different European countries. I'm so glad I did it that summer instead of the next one, because you couldn't do it the next year. And I finished off my trip in Spain, and I got to see so much that was so amazing. So I really like the idea of fantasy based in Spain, because it's not traditional. Like, okay, so European is traditional for fantasy. Typically that means like medieval England. So having these other countries in there, I do appreciate that. All right, so let's see what the different fandoms are. So I do know, obviously this is Serpent and Dove. So this is Kingdom of the Wicked inspired. The wall hanging, I guess that does make it easier to put up on the wall. I do like that, and I have heard things that intrigue me about Kingdom of the Wicked, even though I haven't been super motivated to put that on my TBR, but this one is from Kingdom of the Wicked. The tote bag obviously is from Crescent City, because I mean it says Crescent City University on it. All right, so the wooden comb is These Violent Delights. I'm not super intrigued by it, so I probably will give this away. So this is from Dark Rise. I have no idea. I know nothing about that book, but I do like it, and I need more magnets to go on my book cart. And there we go. There's all the fandoms. Out of all the owlcrate boxes that I have gotten, this one and the first one kind of tie in sort of like apathyness about it, but I probably will continue to get owlcrate this whole year, if only just for these literary luggage pins. Who knows? I may change my mind. I may not. But I mean, based on the different things in the fandom, I should have known that this would not necessarily be a box for me, because I'm not big into romance. So I won't hold that against owlcrate. But let's see if Illumicrate and Fairyloot can do a whole lot better this month. So for the next unboxing, we have Illumicrate. Now before I start unboxing it, I will reveal that yesterday, one of the bookstagrammers that I follow sort of like spoiled what book was going to be in this box. It's kind of a bummer that this particular book is in this box, but I'll get to that in a moment. So, and also, yet again, FedEx delivered this to my neighbor's house. And as I was looking back at my house, I was like, the number is on the house. Like, it's written out in cursive, but still, the number is on my house. Stop delivering it to the neighbors. We have Fight for Your Future. It's this month's theme. Very pretty box. The first one is it says Hidden Promises. It is a Rosy Thorns mug. I'm wondering about the color. I'm not a huge fan of pink, but this seems like a nice whimsical sort of color scheme. And again, it is not the size that I like, but I do really like the design. I like the design. I like the colors in it. I don't know. I have no clue what the fandom is. So I'll figure that out later. Next we have some sort of, it feels like faux leather or something, but I don't know what the purpose of it is yet. Okay, so it is some sort of leather holder, maybe like a wallet or something, maybe something you can put your passport in. I'm not sure, but this is probably from A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, because it's a Becky Chambers quote. I haven't read anything by Becky Chambers, but I'm interested in reading some of her work. It says, the planet was beautiful, the planet was horrible, the planet was full of people, and they were beautiful and horrible too. Interesting. Probably a long way to a small angry planet, if I'm saying that right. But I do like this. And I like the idea because it's got a flap here, something you can tuck in there, and a flap here. And I don't carry around much, and my wallet is so old and beat up. Maybe I could use this instead. Okay, so this is actually underneath the book, and they are bookends. So I'm gonna take them out. Now, I don't typically put my books somewhere that they would need bookends to stay upright, but I love the idea of bookends, especially decorative ones. So we have this. This is the design. And on my honor, my life, and my jade. So this is Greenbone Saga. I am interested in that, but I'm not sure how interested, but now that the whole trilogy is out, that's better than having to wait. And these are really secure. They're sturdy, I mean, and so I like this. So it seems like 2 of the items were underneath the book. And so, oh, this is a nice, see, I don't read my books long enough to need a book jacket, and I'm also at my house, but I really like the design on this, like library feel. So I have no idea what the theme is for it. So I'm actually gonna see the fandoms for the other thing. So yeah, there's only 4 items in here. That seems like a bit of a rip off Illumicrate. Okay, so Hidden Promises. Okay, so it is inspired by Girls of Paper and Fire. Girls of Paper and Fire, I believe, was a 2021 release, and I think they had it in one of their boxes, if I remember some of the videos correct. I'm not sure, maybe I'll look it up. But this is a really nice design, but I would use it as decorative because I drink a lot of coffee and this is too small of a size. And then we've got LA Institute Library. Okay, so this is, they mentioned that there was going to be an officially licensed item from the Dark Artifices. I've read a lot of the Shadowhunters world, but so I'm not sure why I didn't necessarily recognize it. Maybe it's because I haven't read the Dark Artifices series. I think that's like Lady Midnight, and it's set after the initial series, but I really like it and it has a nice feel to it. And then Janloon Bookends, so this is Jade Legacy. It is a passport cover. Okay, so I was right. It is a passport cover, and it is inspired by a closed and common orbit. So I don't know, maybe that's the series name or another book in there. I'm not too familiar with Becky Chambers, all of the list of her work, but I think it's related to that. So I do really like the items themselves. I like the design on this. I like the feel of this and the design. I do like the bookends. I'm probably going to use that. I read a little bit so let me show you the book first. So the book is We Fall Down by Rose Zabo. Oh, good grief. Why did they have to make it such a beautiful book? Okay, so it is signed. Nothing, well, that's interesting. So they don't have anything under the dust jacket or on the book cover itself, just so maybe there's different end pages, but the end pages are really plain. So maybe I'm not as torn, but the design here on the edge is just gorgeous. So here's the deal about this book. I read a brief summary of it. I have not read Rose Zabo's other book. It's something monster related that came out, I believe, last year or maybe late 2020. But this book, the main character, her sister commits some sort of heinous crime, a murder or series of murders or something. And the main character wants to protect her sister, and so she frames somebody else. And this book is set in the South of the United States, and she frames a black man. But ultimately this man does get off. Like, he's not convicted of this because he didn't do the crime, but he wants revenge. Understandably so. but this main character is still the heroine of the novel because she's defeating the evil that is created by this black man who she framed for a crime, and she's a white woman living in the South. There's problems. There's significant problems with that for me. So I'm bummed that this is the book for this month, and I don't know whether or not I'm going to read it. I don't even know whether or not I'm going to give it away because it is so, that just seems so problematic to me, and I don't necessarily want to give that to somebody else, but I don't know that I want to have it or own it. That's my problem with this book. Overall, this was not Illumicrate's best box. Only 4 items and a problematic book. Hopefully Fairyloot is better. So in great irony, we have my last unboxing of the month, which is arriving over a week into the next month. Probably some delays in customs, who knows. But I literally just finished filming my book haul and got extricated from underneath all of the books. And in that book haul, I mentioned that the Fairyloot box hadn't arrived yet. And then I looked down at my email and saw that a package had been delivered. And indeed, it's Fairyloot. So I'm hoping I get to end on a positive note for the month after the disappointment that was Illumicrate, even though some of those items were really good, like those bookends. And I've heard that this is a 2-book box, which I always love. I mean, just take a look at the thumbnail for my book haul. I like books. So the theme is Chosen Ones, and I'm gonna put the spoiler card down. First off, we have, I believe this is a book sleeve, and I'm guessing that this is Atlas 6 inspired. Yeah, it's a nice book sleeve to carry books in. I mean, if you read them longer than I normally take to read books. It is Atlas 6. There is a tag on here. I was right. Atlas 6. So this is really nice quality. I really like that. Maybe I should start using book sleeves for my books. Next we have a Rin trinket dish, which is Poppy Wars inspired. I'm really excited about R.F. Kuang's next book coming up, Babel, Dark Academia, because it talks about translation and like nerding out on stuff. And I might get into the Poppy War, but this is gorgeous. I really like this trinket tray. Doing well so far. Okay, it is a, wow, this is a big one. It is a 2-book box. This one is Twin Crowns. 1 throne, 2 princesses. Look at that. Look at the etching on that. Oh, so good. Okay, so apparently there's a secret sister who is stolen from the castle. Wow. Okay, I am in love with this book. The design and the way that that design like blends in. This is a book that I would protect with a book sleeve. I hope this book is good because like it's so pretty. Sting paper tabs. Is this Lord of the Rings inspired? This is! Okay, I love this. This is Lord of the Rings inspired Sting, obviously. I don't know that I would ever use them, and they're just so pretty. I like the feeling of them too. They're not too plasticky. They're almost they're almost paper-like. Okay, Fairyloot. Okay, I really like this. Okay, so I'm gonna get the stuff out of the bottom first. We have some interesting character art. I'm not sure who this is. Let me look real quick. Oh, this is from the Young Elites. I have read 2 out of the 3 in that trilogy. I just haven't read it recently to recognize that. And then we have, interesting. Okay, we have the next tarot cards. These are, I'm thinking Poppy War because her name is Poppy. From Blood and Ash, inspired. Hawk and Poppy, and then I don't remember this. Kieran, Jennifer L. Armentrout is problematic in some of the stuff that she's done, but this artwork is gorgeous. It's interesting that I think this is the 2nd tarot card that they've done where they've had 2 characters on a card, because on the last one I think they had these Hall of Vows and the girl was by herself but the 2 love interests were on a card. So I find that interesting. So now let's take a look at the book. First off, we have the bookmark, which is the character art, I suppose. It's also the same that's on the back of the spoiler card. So it looks like we've got yellow sprayed edges. I'm gonna take this stuff out. We've got fairy scoop and we've got more character art. I like this character art better than the bookmark. It's very yellow. I'm gonna turn it around. So we've got this Vicious Grace by Emily Tide, I'm not sure. Her gift can save or it can kill, and I'm gonna look. Okay, it is, ooh, it's a very faint design. Okay, so I like that. Now we're gonna look at the end papers. Okay, nice. Ooh, I like the coordination there. I do like that there's books on the front cover. You will always get me if you put embossing, foiling on the cover. There's nothing on the back and there's not anything on that, but okay, let's see. It is signed. It's got a map. Okay, so let's read about it. Alyssa's gift from the gods is supposed to magnify a partner's magic, not kill every suitor she touches. That could be tricky. Now, with only weeks left until a swarm of demons devours everything on her island home, Alyssa is running out of time to find a partner and stop the invasion. When a powerful priest convinces the faithful that killing Alyssa is the island's only hope, even her own soldiers try to assassinate her. And then the person that she hires, I assume, they fall in love. So we shall see. It's really pretty though. I like it. Okay, so Fairy Scoop. Next month's theme is Trials and Retribution. It says it's an exclusive cover, but I don't know what the original cover looks like. They don't have that on there, but I am correct about all the other fandoms. So the items from this box were really, really good. And I am just head over heels for this book. The design, I have never seen a paperback book so beautifully designed. I don't even know if I want to read this copy. It's like I want to get it from the library and save this copy. It's just so pretty. I almost don't want to read it in case it's disappointing. But here we go. You hit it out of the park on the final box of the month. I'm super excited about that. So thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one.